Hey you guys, I'm Ellen from the Beaumont Children's Museum and welcome. I'm super excited that you joined me for our lesson, our engineering lesson called Up, Up, and Away. Thank you to the Foundation of Southeast Texas for providing the opportunity to bring this lesson to each one of you. It is through their generous contribution that we're able to bring this to you. So let's look in our bag. So each one of you should have a bag in front of you. If you don't have this bag yet, go ahead and pause the video and distribute these. If you do have it, go ahead and open it up. Don't unload everything. I just want you to find one item in the bag. There should be a bag, a Ziploc bag, full of bright, colorful pieces. Do you guys find that? All right, go ahead and open these up. These are called brain flakes, and I love them because they are open-ended play. They encourage creativity, but you can also use them for lots of different things. So one of the things I have found is that you can use these to study math. So I know in second grade you're just learning about fractions, and if I take this red one and I put two green ones on it like this, you can see that I've now cut this red one in half, right? A top one and a bottom one. If I take two more pieces and slide them in equal distance apart, right? Then I have now divided it into fourths. And you can do that again by inserting four more, right, in these four remaining spots, and then you will have divided it into eighths. All right, so this is a great way to practice some math, but it's also great to practice different structure, building, just open-ended creativity. So you have quite a few pieces in front of you. And my first challenge for you, just to get the brain going in the engineering mindset, is I want you to build a standalone structure, so a structure that can stand on its own on your desk or on your table if you're at home, and a structure, a circular structure that you can put your hand through. So I have pre-made one like this, and you can see I can put my hand through it. All right, so I want you to pause the video here for 5 minutes or longer if you need it, and go ahead and build a structure, and then restart the video and come back and join us. All right, so I hope you guys had fun building. I hope you are all successful in creating a circular structure that you can put your hand through. Like I said, these are super fun. If you wanted to pause the video here and just play with these some more, that's totally up to your teacher. But great open-ended play. These can keep you entertained for a long time. So we're gonna go ahead and set these aside. You can disconnect them and put them back in your bag, or you can just set it all aside. And we're going to unload the rest of our bag. So in your bag, you should find a piece of cardstock, a propeller that has a hook on it, a rubber band, a popsicle stick, and another white rubber or white hook that you're going to use. Keep looking, there's one more item. 3 little adhesive squares. All right, so go ahead and place all that on your desk in front of you so that you are ready for our building process. Now, before we start building, you can probably figure out that we are going to be creating these helicopters, all right? Before we create these helicopters, I want to talk about some challenges that occur for engineers when they're building airplanes and helicopters. There are some different challenges that they have to think about when designing an aircraft. And so as a class, I want you to go ahead and pause here, discuss some challenges that you think engineers have when building these structures. Okay, so I hope you came up with some really great ideas and discussions. So today we're going to talk about 4 different challenges that they face. One is weight. So how heavy an object actually is. So if you're trying to fly a bowling ball, all right, it would take a lot more velocity, a lot more thrust to pull it up. Weight and thrust are both two examples of restrictions or problems that engineers face. All right, so two things to consider. Weight, weight is all based on gravity. And so if you're here on Earth, your weight is totally different than if you're on the sun. So if you are in second grade, most of you weigh around 50 pounds in second grade. And if you went to the sun, you would weigh over 1,300 pounds because the gravity on the sun is so much stronger than here on Earth. So weight, something to consider. The second thing is lift. So if you think about a person that jumps out of an airplane and they are parachuting down, they have that big parachute, right? And that acts against gravity and creates lift. So that's something, especially in a helicopter, that we have to think about when designing. We already discussed thrust. Thrust is just the velocity, so how much speed you have behind something. And lastly is drag. So the best way for me to talk about drag is I want you to think about a baseball or a football. And it is perfectly smooth on the outside. But if that baseball or football had pieces sticking out in all directions, like it was broken, shredded apart, and you throw a smooth baseball and a baseball that's sticking out in all directions, which one do you think is going to be thrown faster? Right, the smooth one, because there's no drag. There's nothing that's resisting the air that's going across it. Does that make sense? So these four things you need to think about when we design our helicopter today, all right? All right, so let's start building it. Are you guys ready? All right, so we're gonna pick up our popsicle stick and our propeller, all right? And go ahead and you're going to attach the propeller on top of the popsicle stick, like this. At any point, make sure you pause the video. Also, make sure you are taking pictures throughout this. We would love to see pictures as you guys build your helicopters. Okay, so we have this attached. Now, do you see how there's a hook on this side? When we attach our other plastic piece, we want to make sure that that hook, same hook, or the hook is on the same side of the popsicle stick. So, as you can see, both of mine are now on this side of our popsicle stick. So go ahead and attach this piece. So you have these two plastic pieces on each end of your popsicle stick. Next, we're going to take our rubber band and you're going to slide it under each one of the hooks so it is attached. And you really want to make sure it gets on there, doesn't get caught on either one of these hooks. Okay? So go ahead and set this aside. Next, you're going to pick up your piece of cardstock. I apologize, I did not mention, but right now you need a pencil and a pair of scissors. So I have a Sharpie so that you guys can see my drawing real easily when I draw on this cardstock. But you're going to want a pencil and a pair of scissors. So if you don't have these two items in front of you, go ahead and pause for just a moment and get these items. All right, so in your classroom kit that we sent, there are some stencils of some helicopters that you can use, or you can create your own. It does not have to be a helicopter that you use to create your piece right here. It could be a triangle, it could be a dog bone, it could be a circle. There are lots of options. And on this sheet of paper, it kind of gives you a few options, but this is the one of the parts of your experiment that you can change. It can become a variable. So remember, in the scientific process, we create a hypothesis, we test it, we change variables, and that's what produces our end result. So this is one that you can either all make the same thing, or each of you in the classroom can create something different and find out which one works the best. You can also make something now and then create something again later. As you can see, if I put both of these on here, I can probably make a couple different items out of this sheet of paper. Does that make sense? So don't just make one and toss it. Keep it around and then you can create something different. So after you've created your object, all right, go ahead and cut it out. And if you need to pause until then, that's good. Come back and join me. Okay, so lastly, we're going to attach our object, our helicopter or your other design, to your popsicle stick. So you're going to need these 3 adhesives. They may be together, they may already be separate, but if they are together, they just kind of pop apart. There is a piece of very thin paper on both sides of this adhesive so that it sticks on both sides. You're going to have to peel that off. I'm going to do a triangle right now so that you guys can understand. Let's see. So I'm going to put one adhesive here, another one here. So I have only removed the adhesive on the side that is on the yellow right now. Now I'm going to remove the adhesive or the little piece of paper so that both of these, so there's another piece of paper right there and another one there. I know that this might be complicated for you guys, so if you need to pause it and take some time to do this part, that's okay. Then you're going to place this piece of paper onto your popsicle stick. You want it to be low enough that your propeller does not hit it. That would create a lot of drag, and you don't want that. Okay, so I'm going to place it here, and it's really, I like to, the best way to describe it is to try to get it below this silver hook, right? Then you know that you won't hit the propeller. And I'm done. I'm ready to fly it. This next part, we're going to fly our helicopters. This part can be tricky, and I know that. Do not get frustrated. Have a positive mindset. I know in 2nd grade that you guys are learning about positive mindsets. It is important to carry you all the way through your whole life to have a positive mindset. If you don't succeed the first time, try again. Just tell yourself, I can't do it yet. All right? So this next part, you're going to have the propeller facing you, and you're going to start winding it up clockwise. So think about a clock. You're going to keep winding it and keep winding it. Do you see how I have single rows here of coil? And this one right here is starting to be a double. You want your entire rubber band to be a double coil. And that's how you get that thrust or the velocity that you need to lift your helicopter. If you let it go and it doesn't go anywhere, you probably didn't you probably didn't spin it enough. So just try again. No big deal. Try again. All right, so now you can see I almost have full double, about right there. Now the next part is learning how to release it. Again, this can be complicated. If you don't get it right the first time, it's no big deal. Just try again. The best way to remember this and to do it correctly is to remember one of those favorite apps out there right now, TikTok, that dancing app or music app. You're going to release the propeller on tick and the bottom part on tock. So you're just going to say tick tock. Okay? So are we ready? Tick tock. So mine didn't go very high. And I think it's because I released them incorrectly. So let's try it again. No big deal, right? No big deal. These should go up about 8 feet in the air, so really long ways. You can always try doing multiple rubber bands. You can spin it up more than twice, like triple coil it if you want. So I have a double coil again. All right, we're going to try again, and tick tock. It was a little better. And it may be the design of that. So let me show you my helicopter one that I did earlier, right? So you guys understand that different sizes of your cardstock that you've cut out can create different drag and also affect the weight. So we're gonna wind this up. But I encourage you guys to keep experimenting. All right, tick tock. Woo! Yes, that one's a little better. So keep experimenting, keep playing with these. Play with your little brain flakes that we had earlier. Keep engineering. Thank you again to the Foundation of Southeast Texas for allowing us to bring this activity to the classrooms. Thank you for joining us today, and please come visit us at the museum whenever you can. Bye.